Hey, this is Professor Triplet, and this week we're going to set up some references for our lamp. And the lamp references will be set up rather quickly because I have a FBX file that you can import into your Maya, and it has the references set up at the right size already and aligned. And so what I have is a link here to the references. So if you click on this link, it should open up this album, and we're going to be using the left, the top and bottom. So here's the top, here's the bottom, the front, the rear, and of course the right, and then this 3QR_R. So if you want, you can download all of them so you have just good references. Now the reason why we're going to use these over these cell phone references is because I used a DSLR 135 millimeter lens to take these pictures. So what it does is it flattens the images out more, and that's better for building models. So that's why we're going to do it this way. So go ahead and you would download this file and get those images. You can put the images in the same folder as the file, and then you jump into Maya. Now when you go ahead and import the FBX, you make sure your FBX is set here, and if you don't see FBX in here in your import, come into Windows, Settings, Preferences, Plugin Manager, and on the bottom there should be a FBX Maya.mll, and you make sure these two boxes are checked. Sometimes you won't find the FBX in the import, and that's because the plugin's not loaded. So we need to do that first. And then, so you're going to import FBX. I can see my FBX file right here. Okay, here's the file. Now we're getting backface culling, which we don't want. We don't want to see this black backface. So I'm just going to select everything and right away go to my polygons in my display menu and turn off backface culling. So actually these planes are still there, you just don't see the back side of them. Okay, let's turn the grid off because it's not necessary right now. So if you open up your outliner, you'll see everything has a name that's basically the same as the picture that goes with it. So this will be the top view, front view, back view. This is the left view with the measurements on it, the right view, bottom. Now this one I did not name properly, so I'm just going to add in a 3Q R underscore like that. So now I'll know where that goes. And if everything's come correctly, hopefully you'll have a layer set up as well, so you can turn this into a template or a reference layer so you can't be selected. Okay, so now that we have this all set up like this, we can open our hypershade. So this little button here opens the hypershade, or you can get to the hypershade through Windows Rendering Editor Hypershade. We open our hypershade, you're going to notice that there's already a bunch of materials that are on each one of these planes. If for some reason this doesn't work, I'll show you how to just make a new material and import it, or I should say import the picture for it. But let's just go ahead and look at like the top view here. So I'm going to double click on the top view. And in my computer, so if I hit 6 on my keyboard to see my textures, you'll see that my textures are already linked properly because it's on my computer and I was the one that made the file. So you may not be seeing this if you hit 6. You may hit this and then nothing comes up, and it may be complaining that it's not finding the texture that it needs. So if you want to double click on your top here and you go into this little play, it looks like a play button, but it's a connections button, and you look here, you're going to see that there's a link in here, but that's linking to my actual computer's drive, and you don't want that. So what you're going to do is you're going to remap that to where you have your pictures. So for instance, I have another set of these pictures that are on my Google Drive, so I would just go to my Google Drive if that's where I wanted it, and I would find the reference pic folder that I made, and then I'm just going to go ahead and grab the top view, which you can see is right here, hit open. Now we don't see any real change there because I just basically put the same image in, but that's basically the process that you would take to do this. For instance, let's just go ahead and delete that. And you'll see that my plane turned pink. It's kind of like freaking out. It doesn't know what to do. So I'm going to go ahead and assign a new material. I'm going to say assign new material. Make it a Lambert. Oh, by the way, if you didn't get that, I select the plane and then I right click and hold and drag down. And so I'm still holding my right click as I do this, and I go assign new material. And then I'm selecting a Lambert. I'll name it. So up here in the Lambert 2, I'll call it M underscore ref top, just like it was named before. And then I'll click on the color swatch and I'll find my file, which is the fourth one down right now. And then I'll just find that texture again. So the top texture, and hit open, and there you go, it'll show up. So if you don't have the materials, or you just want to make new materials, that's how you would do it. If you do have the materials, you can just double click on the materials and repath where these images are. So for instance, now that it keeps going back to my still life. So I want to go and, find the right one. Okay, so that should be it, and it should be sized the right way. So for instance, 10.5 centimeters. So if I went ahead and made a cylinder, let's just check that. So my by default is in centimeters. So if I make this 10.5, oh, I did that in the radius. I think the radius is supposed to be like 4.4 or something like that. Height, I want 10.5. There we go. All right, so if I do that, and we take a look at where this is, now it doesn't look right because basically I have to move this up to the top there. So I'm just going to slide it up to the top there. And what it should be happening is that this yellow line and this yellow line should be basically hitting the top and bottom. And it's close. So we're not, this isn't like a precision model. It just has to look really, really close. So that's fine. We're good with that. Well, looks like I got another. So we got one more. We got a plane here that somehow maybe I deleted that on accident. So assign new material. Lambert. Now, if you notice, my Lambert did not pop up right away, but it is here in my attribute editor. So if you hit Control A to get your attribute editor out, or just click on this side thing here, you'll see that you've got these tabs up here. So just hit the Lambert M underscore ref underscore 3Q R underscore R. That's the actual name of the texture. Click on this little color swatch, click on File, click on the folder, and then find that back piece. Okay, so this won't be used right away, so you can hide that. I would just hide that for now. And that's going to be one of the last things that we do, is pull this guy out, and then we'll cut this hole back here. So just Control H to hide it. And we're ready to go. So if you already have references set up that had like a DSLR reference for this lamp, you can go ahead and just pull this into the same file and redo the textures. I highly suggest you use these images, because of the fact that it's just going to be a lot easier as you're doing stuff. It's gonna look better in the end. It'll be less distortion. So, all right, thanks for watching, and happy modeling.